Today's video is brought to you by OrchidSupplyStore.com. For viewers and subscribers, if you enter the coupon code DANNI, D-A-N-N-I, you will receive 12% off of your order. There's also free shipping, and they have everything you need for your orchid and your houseplant hobby. Hello everyone, welcome to the greenhouse and welcome to the channel. It's Danny. I hope this video finds you well, and thanks for clicking. Thanks for joining me in the greenhouse this morning. I have my coffee and it's beautiful. It's about 65 degrees outside. It's around 80 in here in the greenhouse. It's just perfect. And I thought it'd be a great time to show you some new blooms and talk orchids while I have a coffee. Now, I am a coffee snob, you guys. I am a coffee snob. A little something about me. You live life once, and there's no time for cheap coffee or bitter coffee. I do like my Big B and my Starbucks. I know, yes, I do pay $6 a cup for this stuff. If you do like going to those places, this is a cinnamon roll coffee. It is 2 shots of espresso and hot milk with cinnamon syrup and marshmallow syrup. It's really, really good if you have a sweet tooth like myself. Now on to the orchids and the plants. I do have one orchid that I'm not going to show you today. I'm waiting for it to be in more bloom to show you for the orchid of the month. But what I do want to start with is over here on the Phalaenopsis bench. We have more phals that are spiking. Just, you know, I guess that is a perk of living in a northern state, is you're always getting those colder temp drops until you really get into summer. And look at here, we've got 3 spikes. First time ever, 3 spikes on one phal. Now these 2 phals I did not bloom. I found them found this one at Home Depot. Really cool looking blooms. This is just add ice phal. And I found this one at Trader Joe's. I do have this one already. I think I might have showed you guys this, but I do have this phal already. But you know your girl, if I like it, I want 2 or 3 of them, and I like that one. And let's see, over here, this is Phalaenopsis Yin Yang Blue Angel. Really nice scent to it. I do wish that color was a little bit more rich or more saturated. It is from orchids.com or Norman's Orchids, and it's really been in basically ICU, very finicky until just recently. I know it looks in rough shape, but the root system is finally great on it. That new leaf is great, growing pretty fast, that new leaf is, so I'm happy with it. I'm hoping it decides to stay happy. Over here, look how pretty. This is Phal Joy Fairy Tale 3-lip from Big Leaf Orchids. And for the very first time, this right here is Phalaenopsis equestris by Sibling. And I got it as a tiny little seedling, and from the Maui Orchid Whisperer. And it is spiking 2 spikes for the very first time. I potted it up in this, and it's been in that setup since being a seedling, so like 3 years now. So I think, and after it gets done spiking and blooming, I will repot it. What else do I have to show you guys? Let's move down here. If you don't know, I do have a lot of orchids that have cold damage. Maybe a month ago, my heater shut off and it got down like to 10 or 14 degrees in here. And unfortunately, this keiki is dying on this Phalaenopsis. This is from Big Leaf Orchids as well. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to knock the camera, you guys. There is the ID. I actually have 2 of these. Let me bring you up here because this one is beautiful. This is the exact same orchid There are 2 of them in this pot. This one just begun opening up. You see that barring? I really enjoy that barring. I wish it was more pronounced. Beautiful. And let's go back up over here. Look how gorgeous. In full bloom. This is from Hilltop Orchids when I visited them last year in Indiana, Cloverdale, Indiana. This orchid here I bought at an orchid show last year, and the reason why I bought it was because it looks so similar to my favorite orchid here in the greenhouse. But it's not the exact one. And I know it's not fancy or frilly blooms, but it really does check all the boxes for me. The speckles on the back of the blooms, I love that. It is not fragrant. It is a very, very easy grower and bloomer. It loves highlight. This is the tag that it came with, and I was looking up. I couldn't find what this orchid, I know what Timpensis is, but I could not find this by Little Stars. And it looks so much like my favorite orchid. So I think I found the ID of this one, and forgive me of my pronunciation of it, but I think the ID of this orchid is Encycliavola Jaric Treasure Kakapoo Bird. Kakapoo. K-A-K-A-P-O. Bird. I just love this orchid to pieces. As I previously mentioned that I have, as you can see, a lot of cold damage on my Phalaenopsis orchids. And it affected a lot of my favorite ones. I did end up losing Phalaenopsis Maple Valley, which was that beautiful, beautiful orange, peachy Phalaenopsis. And I have started looking for that one again. And this one down here, this was one of my favorites that I just recently purchased, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And as you can see, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right, which I'm super happy about that because it is also a fragrant orchid. Over here, Phalaenopsis Stewartiana. You can see here lots of damage, but that new leaf looks great on it. You guys might have previously just seen this Sideria japonica that was in full bloom for the first time for me. And if you watched that video, I was talking about the fragrance, and the fragrance really, really changed on this orchid a few times. When those blooms first opened up, the fragrance was not very strong, but it was very lemony, very artificial in the smell, kind of like a lemon floor cleaner. And then once it became in full bloom for about 3 or 4 days, the artificial fragrance of it went away, that artificial back note, and it just smelled like fresh lemon or lemon candy. And then right before those blooms started to fade, it smelled like cinnamon. I thought it smelled so much like a Bellina or a Violacea, because I think both of those smell the same, but it did. It smelled like a cinnamon lemon. I don't know. The fragrance changed a lot on it for me, but I was so happy that it bloomed for the first time for me. And I'm not gonna pan over there because my favorite orchid's blooming and I'm saving that. Now this is a runner-up. This was the runner-up. I was gonna pick this one for the orchid of the month, but I did not because my favorite is in bloom. This is my profile picture though, for YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, my TikTok, all those social media accounts. This is from Kroger, probably 3 years ago, and it does have a beautiful scent to it, a sweet fragrance, not strong. You do have to stick your nose into it, but it gets no better than that. Well, I guess if it had speckles, then it would be better. What a gorgeous orchid though. You know, I'd have to say that at the beginning, well, up till maybe 2 years ago, year and a half ago, I was not a huge Dendrobium fan. I just wasn't, and maybe I'm still not, but I'm really digging these deciduous types of Dendrobiums. They've been so easy to care for and so easy to bloom, and they tend to like to surprise me. This one here, I remember getting this one on clearance. It was originally like $60 or $70, and I got it on clearance, I think for $12 at a local nursery. And I did not think it was going to bloom for me this year. And as I was getting my camera ready and putting my coffee down to get ready to film this video, I looked over and I saw that. And I think that little guy is going to be a cakey. So we'll have to see. I'm excited that one's blooming for me. Down here we have an Oncidium that is spiking for the very first time for me out of an immature growth. And let me show you guys this. I thought it was pretty cool. You guys know I like houseplants as well, as you can see there. And I was out shopping 2 weeks ago, a week or two ago, and I found this sport variegated Friedic, Alocasia Friedic, or also known as green velvet. And I found another one. So I bought both of them in hopes that that sport variegation might continue. It probably won't, but it never hurts having velvety green plants around. So I got both of them. We'll end the video with this beautiful orchid and the sun shining on it. I hope you guys enjoyed the blooms. I hope everyone is doing well. Happy growing, everyone. Stay safe. Till next time.